One of the best Golden Age Hollywood actors, Richard Widmark, from film noir, westerns, crime, to war movies and more. Richard Widmark, War Movies. Richard Widmark, 1914 to 2008, was a film, television actor and producer. Nominated for an Oscar for his role as the villainous Tommy Udo in his film debut, Kiss of Death, 1947, for which he won the Golden Globe Award for Most Promising Newcomer. Early in his career, Widmark was typecast in villainous or anti-hero roles in film noir, but later branched out into more heroic leading and supporting roles in westerns, mainstream dramas, and horror films, among others. Widmark has a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame on Hollywood Boulevard. In 2002, he was inducted into the Western Performers Hall of Fame at the National Cowboy and Western Heritage Museum in Oklahoma City. Today, we will take a look at his war movies. If you like this video, make sure you hit the notification button so you will see the new videos as they come up. Like, share and subscribe. You know the drill. Halls of Montezuma, 1951, as Lieutenant Anderson. Marines attack an enemy island in the Pacific, following them from the beach to a rocket site through Japanese-held jungle, as their ex-school teacher officer is made into a battle-hardened veteran, and his men become a tough fighting unit. US Marines and Navy units participated in the filming of this movie, and after their work was finished, they went to fight in Korea.
No, he spoke very highly of you. They got him, Lieutenant! They got the rocket!
The Frogmen, 1951, as Lieutenant Commander John Lawrence. A World War II drama, Richard Widmark as Lieutenant Lawrence replaces the beloved commanding officer of a group of demolition divers, a crew of fiercely independent men who hang their hats in Davy Jones' locker. Lawrence tightens the discipline of the unit, making him unpopular with the Frogmen. Eventually, Lawrence proves himself as more than just a stuffed shirt, proving he has the balls to keep up with them, taking his place as one of them by bravely defusing a torpedo at the risk of his life.
The odds are too big against assuming that fish isn't armed.
Okay, I'm scared too. You have never seen anything like this adventure. Midnight submarine rendezvous with frogmen. The pickup line under fire. Underwater demolition. Below enemy territory. Fight to the finish where men never fought before.
Take the High Ground, 1953, as Sergeant Thorne Ryan. Ryan once fought in Korea, now serves as a tough drill instructor to Army recruits at Fort Bliss, Texas. But is he really the man he's promoted as? A fellow instructor, also a friend, helps him to face his experiences in Korea. One night in a bar in Juarez, Mexico, Ryan meets a woman who helps turn his life around, enough to help him face his past. Or will he continue to be so tough on his men? Filmed mostly on location at Fort Bliss, Texas, in El Paso. Successful at the box office, resulting in a profit of $244,000, according to studio records.
Left leg, hard! If I ever get back in combat, I'd be proud to have any one of these men in my platoon. This is infantry. Take them away.
Right. Hey! Board the train, get your name checked off.
That is infantry. But you poor, miserable young people, you will never make it. My name is Sergeant Ryan. Pick up your bags! Leave! Haste! Forward! Double time! Halt! Halt!
Hell and High Water, 1954, as Captain Adam Jones. A scientist hires an ex-Navy officer to conduct an Alaskan submarine expedition in order to stop a Chinese anti-American plan that could lead to war, combining dangerous plotted schoolboy fiction with submarine adventure and Cold War heroics. During the making of Steven Spielberg's 1941-1979, he asked Samuel Fuller to come out to the parking lot to see his car. When they got there, Spielberg opened the boot, telling Fuller that he always carried a print of his favourite movie with him. The print he carried was Hell and High Water, 1954. There is probably little coincidence in the fact that both films feature many scenes set inside a Japanese submarine. Judgment at Nuremberg, 1961, as Colonel Tad Lawson. This trial is about judges who use their offices to conduct Nazi sterilization policies. Retired American Judge Dan Haywood has a daunting task ahead of him. The Cold War is heating up. No one wants more trials, as Germany and allied countries want to erase the past. But is that the right thing to do is the issue that the tribunal must decide. Many of the actors involved in the film did so for a fraction of their usual salaries, because they felt the subject matter was so important. Colonel Tad Lawson, played by Richard Widmark, was a stand-in for Brigadier General Telford Taylor, chief prosecutor at the Nuremberg trials. He later became a leading constitutional lawyer in the US, opposed McCarthyism in the 1950s and the Vietnam War in the 1960s.
Just for laughs, Smith. What was the war all about? What was it about?
I'm gonna go the limit. And not you, not the Pentagon, not God on his throne is gonna make
Who
you
do you
do
think you're talking to? Who the hell do you think you're talking to?
Flight from Ashiya, 1964, as Lieutenant Colonel Glenn Stevenson, USAF. A film about the US Air Force's Air Rescue Service, flying out of Ashiya Air Base, Japan. A fictionalized film set in the early 60s, a mission to rescue a life raft of Japanese civilians lost in rough seas. The plane used was the HU-16 Albatross, a flying boat.
Colonel! I think I'd better set it down and see what we can do.
The Bedford Incident, 1965, as Captain Eric Finlander, US Navy. Richard Widmark plays a tough, cold warrior and captain of the American destroyer USS Bedford. A reporter, Sidney Poitier, is assigned to interview the captain during a routine patrol. Poitier gets more than he planned for when Bedford finds a Soviet sub in the depths. The captain begins a pursuit, driving the crew to the breaking point. Tension to the end. Third and final pairing of Richard Widmark and Sidney Poitier, following No Way Out, 1950, and The Long Ships, 1964. Several times Captain Eric Finlander, Richard Widmark, elicits the maniacal, nervous and sinister laugh reminiscent of the trademark laugh of his character Tommy Udo in Kiss of Death, 1947. Widmark makes his laugh when Commander Wolfgang Schreck, Eric Portman, makes critical reference about the captain, Widmark, and his actions.
All engines ahead, 230.
Thanks for your time today. I hope you like this video. There are many more in my channel. I appreciate likes, shares and subscribers. Please hit the notification button to get my new videos. Drop me your comments. I am Wrangler. Bye for now. See you again soon.
Interesting facts about famous people.